And this news topic comes to us also from Variety. This is Tenet and New Mutants. Apparently, some of these screenings, people have been sneaking in cameras and they are leaking pirated copies of the movie onto YouTube, social media, all that kind of stuff. I'm never a fan of whenever I hear stuff like this. Pirated films. I'm an artist. As an artist, I would like to get paid for my work. Ergo, I am willing, if I want to watch a movie, I'm willing to pay for it. I don't want to torrent something, even if it's great quality. I don't want to take that money or like whatever the residuals are. I don't want to take that out of someone else's pocket. I don't want to be a contributor to a system that could potentially make us all lose the things that we have, right? You know, the whole classic phrase, the classic idea of, you guys, this is why we can't have nice things. Well, you guys, this is why we can't have nice things, because people in the world are jerks. They will pirate this stuff. People love posting spoilers. A very good friend of mine, Chris, out in San Diego, it was the night of, what was this movie? It was the night of Force Awakens, Star Wars The Force Awakens. We had been waiting for this movie. It had been promoted like this. Star Wars The Force Awakens was one of the most highly anticipated movies of all time. I think it's fair to say that it was one of the most anticipated films of all time. He had his Star Wars t-shirt on. He took a photo. He posted it on Instagram. He and his girlfriend left the house to get in the car to drive to the movie theater. And someone in England somehow happened to see his post and posted the spoilers about what happened with Han Solo, completely ruining the moment for him. People who post spoilers, people who record films and television shows, put them out illegally as a torrent or as, on Pirate Bay or whatever, are, in my opinion, some of the scum of the earth. Ryan, you may have a very different take on this. What is your opinion on pirating movies and putting them up on the interwebs?
I don't know that I'd go to scum of the earth. I would say that it is not good. It is not nice. I think pirating is more serious than spoilers. Spoilers are rude, and if somebody you'd want to be just careful about that.
Sure.
Careful not to spoil somebody's movie watching experience.
And sometimes we do it. We don't realize that we're doing it.
Sure, I've done it. Yeah. And I also think that maybe there should be like a what would you call it? A statute of limitations, like 10 years, maybe less.
Depending on what corners of the internet. Some people are saying 2 weeks, and I'm like, that's a little quick.
Yeah, that's a little tight. Darth Vader is Luke's father. We're gonna give it away.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Ryan.
Exactly. I know. So anyway, that was a huge deal when I was 12 years old and saw Empire Strikes Back. Holy moly! I'm glad I didn't know that. So yeah, spoilers are rude. Pirating is a crime. I think it should be. It's people's intellectual property. I'm gonna give a slight caveat, very slight, that you can't stream these films, and you do have to leave your house and go to a movie theater and possibly, in a pandemic, possibly take a little bit of a risk. So, but no, still no.
There most definitely is a gray area in what we're living in right now. But I would also like to argue the point of like, yes, it sucks. It sucks that people in the Midwest, United States, it sucks that people around the world are able to see Tenet and New Mutants before I can. I live in New York City. Theaters are not open yet. People who live in California, theaters are not open yet. Other parts of the world, other parts of the United States, theaters are not open yet. So I don't want to say it's unfair, because I get it. Like, the studios and the exhibitors have to do what they have to do. I get it. It just sucks.
It does.
But I'm, again, like, I feel myself fortunate where I am among the few people that was able to see the first Avengers movie in theaters, having an all-day marathon. 9 o'clock a.m. we went to go see Iron Man. Right afterwards, Incredible Hulk. Right afterwards, Iron Man 2. Right afterwards, Thor. Right afterwards, Captain America: The First Avenger, which all led up to the midnight release showing of Avengers back in 2012. And it was, I hate using the term transformative experience.
It was great. You really enjoyed it.
It was fantastic. So, like, I consider myself to be in, like, the extremely fortunate crowd. I was able to see Harry Potter 8 opening night. I was able to see Avengers Endgame in the Dolby Cinema down in Orlando with all of my friends. I've had incredible experiences over the world. And if that means that I have to wait a few extra months for a safe viewing experience of one of these films, I'm kind of okay with that. And maybe it's unfair of me to expect the same thing from other people, but I don't know, that's just kind of how I feel. Do you have a different take on it?
No, I think that's pretty on the money. I think it's interesting that we were talking about spoilers, and then we were talking about pirating and streaming and the pandemic, and all this stuff came up. And I think during the pandemic, you actually need to be more careful about spoilers because of what you just talked about, because you don't know when people are going to be able to see it. Like, I didn't even realize that because you're in NYC, there aren't any theaters open yet. Like, I didn't. It makes sense because you guys had the early big spike, and we were more locked down. And so there are some theaters open in Austin now. I think I'm not going, we have I have plenty of stuff I can stream at home. So,
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, so I subscribe to like just about every streaming service, and that's where I do most of my watching. So
anyway, guys, what do you think? Do you think it's living in a pandemic world that, as Ryan kind of touched on earlier, do we kind of give some of these things a pass for letting piracy happen, specifically with New Mutants and Tenet? Or do you side more with my hard line of saying, nope, no piracy whatsoever, suck it up, move on? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys, moving on.